Hello dear colleagues, I'm Shahida and I'm glad to meet you again in our Linguity Club. I hope you're doing well today. Today we'll be talking about how to teach vocabulary related to nature to third graders. My demo lesson is based on the materials from the course book for the third grade. Unit 14, Lesson 1, pages 182, 3 and 4. The objectives of today's lesson are to teach students to define, pronounce, and write words from the topic World Around Us. By the end of the lesson, our students will be able to make short sentences using new lexical units. Watch my lesson and pay attention to the activities students will be doing during the lesson. Hello boys and girls, how is it going? Hope you're all right today. Let's play a rhyming game. Look at the board, please. There are 10 pictures. Do you remember what we call these words in English? Listen to the rules of the game. If you know a word from a picture, raise your hand and say one word. The next student should say a rhyming word. For example, look, I say book. The rhyming word is cook. Book, cook. Let's start. Cool. Yes. School. Great. The next one. Boot. Root, of course. Moon. Spoon. Wood. Hood. Great. Let's repeat all the words all together now. I point at a picture and you say a word. Book, cook, pool, school, moon, spoon, boot, root, wood, hood. Good job, guys. Now, open your books on the page 182. Look at the pictures. Do you know what we call these words in English? Oh yes, flower, bird, sky, mountain. Yes, these words describe the world around us. So today we will be talking about world around us. Look at this picture. What do we call it? Yes, a river. So listen and repeat after me. River, river, river. Now spell the word river. R-I-V-E-R. Good. Look at the stress. The stress goes to the first syllable. How about this picture? Yes, a cloud. Repeat please. Cloud, cloud. Now spell it. C-L-O-U-D. Mountain, mountain, mountain. M-O-U-N-T-A-I-N. The stress is on the first syllable. Mountain. Okay, how about this picture? Yes, it's a field. So say field, field. F-I-E-L-D. All right. Sky, sky. Spell it please. S-K-Y. Yes. The next picture, it's a lake. So say lake, lake, lake. L-A-K-E. A bird, bird, bird. Spell the word bird. B-I-R-D. And finally, This is a flower. 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 Spell it. Flower. Look at the stress. Flower. Flower. Well done, guys. Now, guys, work with your partners. Point at a picture and say a word to your partner. Work together. Do you guys remember how we form plural nouns? Look at a marker. One marker. Plural form is markers. Two markers. To make plural nouns, we add the endings s or es. Look at the exercise number 2. There are 7 pictures. Now you look at the pictures and write the words in the plural form. For example, picture 1. Mountains. Work individually, please. Finished. Now check the answers with your partners. Say the number of the picture and read the word in the plural form. Do it one by one. Let's check the answers together now. Picture 1, mountains. Picture 2, fields. Picture 3, horses. 4, rivers. 5, clouds. 6, lakes. And 7, birds. All right. Turn the page over now. Look at the exercise 3A. Look at the snake. There are 10 words. You find the words in the word snake, circle or underline them. Look. Tree. Finished? Let's continue. Lake. Mountains. Flowers. Birds. Horse. Snake. Field. Clouds. Rivers. Now write these words in your copybooks, please. Read the words to your partners now and listen carefully. If there are any mistakes, help your partners. Who wants to read the words? Yes, you please. Thank you. Okay, look at the next exercise, page 184 in your books. Look at this picture. What do you see in the picture? River? Okay, I see mountains, horses and lake. Flowers, 4 birds. Do you see the sky and clouds? Great. Now look at the picture again. Look at the questions under the picture. Read the questions and match them to the correct answers. Work individually. Now work with your partners. Ask and answer the questions together. Let's listen to the answers. What are those? D. They are mountains. Number 2. What are these? A. They are birds. Number 3. What is this? B. It's a lake. Number 4. What is that? C. That is a yurt. That's it. Now it's time for your homework. Look at the page 184. Here is the exercise number 5. Put the words in order and make sentences. For example, number 1. The clouds are white. Do the task in your copybooks. Don't forget to learn the new words from today's lesson. They are in the box under the exercise 5. That's it for today, boys and girls. See you next time. Bye-bye. Welcome back, dear teachers. Now we can have some tea time and talk about our demo lesson. Today we've had a vocabulary lesson. Vocabulary takes an important role for young learners in learning the new language. If language structures are the skeleton of language, then the vocabulary is the vital organ and the flesh. It is the basic of a language production and one of the elements, besides structure, pronunciation, and spelling, that support 4 skills: listening, speaking, reading, and writing. Vocabulary mastery plays an important role in communication activity, as it helps young learners to understand meaning of words. Without knowing vocabulary, it's impossible to communicate clearly. However, learning vocabulary is not easy for young learners. In order to help young learners learn vocabulary effectively, we need to employ a range of strategies. We need to think why the young learner wants to know the words we teach, as they are much more likely to remember them if they need them or want to use them. So, keep it relevant. Don't teach words your students cannot or will not use. You are only going to put them off and make them think that learning vocabulary is a pointless exercise. Make it interesting. We know that this is often the hardest part of teaching vocabulary. And as we work with young learners, using fun activities and playing games becomes an essential part of the lesson. Games allow students to think outside the box, put what they've learned to immediate use, create experiences with their classmates, and break away from the lessons that could otherwise be monotone and tedious. When teaching vocabulary, remember about the importance of MPF, meaning, pronunciation, and form. It has spelling. To know a word involves knowing the meaning, the sounds that make up the word, it has its pronunciation, and the letters that make up the word, it has spelling and the visual look of the word. Now, let's go back to the lesson itself. As you remember, I started my lesson with a warm-up game. And here is my question for you. Is it necessary to use warmers? Yes, it definitely is. The reason is that warm-up activities help to create a positive and relaxed atmosphere in the class. They can help students revise what they have learned in the previous lessons, and they are fun. The purpose of warmers is to help students start to focus upon the lesson, to let them become accustomed to hearing and speaking English before the real lesson begins. What about my warmer? Did you like it? Did the students practice something, or was it just for fun? Well, we played guess and pair rhyming words game not only to energize students, but also to revise the vocabulary of the previous lesson. Warmers can also relax students and allow for latecomers. So please, try to use warmers with a purpose to impact the lesson and set the stage for learning. Do you remember what I did to introduce the topic of the lesson? I showed students pictures to help them understand what we are going to talk about. When presenting new words, I tried to elicit the target vocabulary from the students, thus giving them the chance to demonstrate what they already know. They may not be familiar with all the words, and in that case, you can simply name the word yourself. Drilling was done at this stage as well, followed by spelling. Remember that it's very important to start with the choral drilling. Everyone, all together, and then you can do the individual one, if you feel that some of the students face the problem with pronunciation. After we finished drilling the words, I asked students to point at the pictures in pairs and say the words to each other. This kind of task helps students memorize new vocabulary better. While doing the next activity from the course book, students were to write the words in the plural form, looking at the pictures. Before doing this activity, you can quickly revise the rule of forming plurals with your students. If they don't remember how to do it, you can say the rule by yourself. This preparation will help students get ready for the task. A fun activity took place right afterwards, as students were to look at the word snake and find 10 words. Then they wrote the words in their copybooks and read them to their partners. Thus, they could practice their spelling and pronunciation skills. When students work on this exercise, ask them not to look at the words in their books and try to write the words by memory. When they finish copying, they can look into the books and check themselves. This kind of activity is called CCC, copy, compare, check. It helps students develop their spelling skills. As for the next exercise, before my students started working on the matching task, I asked them to look at the picture for a few seconds and name things which they can see in the picture. They used the target vocabulary such as birds, tree, lake, mountains, and flowers. Students are always eager to demonstrate what they know. Don't hesitate to give them the chance to do it. Now, let's sum up the main points which we discussed today. When teaching new vocabulary, be creative with your students. Use fun activities to help students get engaged in the lesson. They only work efficiently when they are interested in what they learn. Try to elicit as much as possible from the students. Give them the chance to demonstrate their background knowledge instead of presenting everything by yourself. Have students drill and spell the words, as it helps them practice their pronunciation, and then they memorize new words better. Prepare students for the tasks which they are going to do by revising the grammar rules or by having them describe what they see. Set achievable goals, and you will see that teaching vocabulary can be fun. Thanks a lot for your attention, and that's it for today. I hope that this lesson was useful for you. If you have any questions regarding the lesson, or if you want to clarify the points which are not clear to you, please feel free to contact us through our website. I'm looking forward to seeing you soon. Goodbye, dear colleagues.